Hi everybody, hope you're doing marvelously well. So today we're going to try out the brand spanking new plugin from Eventide. If you've watched any of our videos, you know over the years we've done quite a few things demoing Eventide. They're a mainstay of many studios and many professionals' careers. This is a very interesting plugin. There's a lot of plugins that are very gimmicky, and they have some effects that you may or may not need. It is possible, though, with this EQ, it's called the SplitEQ, they may have done something really useful and interesting. Something, I don't want to say revolutionary, but I just did. I mean, something really new and exciting, and maybe other people have done versions of it, but this is my first experience of it. It's the SplitEQ. So let's check it out. Here it is, and firstly, it's resizable. Woohoo! Looks good, looks straightforward. I like the color scheme. I like the fact it doesn't have rusty screws on it. And it's trying to be something vintage. It actually looks functional. So we have a transient and tonal level control here. We have all of the individual frequency and gain and Q controls down there. When I hover over this here, this is a frequency selection, obviously. You've got the transient and tonal. So the tonal's on the top and the transient's on the bottom. So here is the kick track. As you can see, 60 Hertz is where most of my thump's happening. So I've got a tonal control here. So let's change this EQ here to peak. Okay, so now it's a peak EQ. Not that I need to add much more to it, but let's grab it as a transient. Okay, so I can see the value here changing. Oh, I can also adjust it here. I can narrow the Q here. And of course, I can solo it. So why don't I take the overall tonal characteristic of it out and just use it? I want to see what that sounds like. Bypass, global down here. Interesting. Really focusing now 60 Hertz. Okay. Well, I'm not going to be quite so dramatic. So I'm taking the tonal area of it and boosting it as a transient. Okay, let's find some ugliness. We've got some peak going on about 350 here. So if we go... cutting it as a transient, and I'm cutting it tonally. Take it out of solo. Bypass. Very interesting. So I'm taking out the attack in that area, and I'm taking out a lot of the kind of muddiness of the 350. So let's go and find some of this attack on the kick. I think it should be about 2.5, 3K, something like that. There it is. What about taking the tonal element out and making it Wow, that's really interesting. That's before. Wow, that's really interesting. It's completely and utterly exaggerated, and I'm going to back off a lot of this stuff. But these cuts that I've made here, I'm going to back off. But what I've done is I've just enhanced the areas that you want to hear more of. And I'm going to widen up the cue on the attack of the kick. Reduce the cut on the tonal. Bypass. Now I'm going to grab this one over here. And I'm going to go into about 100. Which I always find there's a lot of build-up with multiple kick drum mics. So this is the transient. Take it out solo. Oh, I love that. Bypass it. As you can hear, and you can see using their visual tool here, there's a huge amount of build-up going on in 60 hertz. So I am going to, first of all, I'm going to come down here and change this to peak. And let's go in and have a look. So we're going to 60 hertz here. We've changed it to a peak. So let's get the tonal control. Just killing too much of the low end, so I'm going to get the cue and narrow it a bit. So I'm just using it as a genuine EQ at the moment. Now, I'm going to go in about the 80 area, 80 to 100. And that was both. I brought both up together. Now I'm bringing just up the transient. Solo that. Soloed. It's kind of close to the bass sound I want. I'm going to turn off this cut at 60. Still like it. Now, there's a distorted Sans Amp sound that I've got on this bass tone. I'm going to bring it in. And that's going to be about 2 to 3K. And it's a little uneven. So let's see if we can even that out by exaggerating the transient. Now solo. I'm really seeing what it's doing now, just catching that initial transient, the hit. Bypass it. Before. After. I mean, you can work some magic with this. So now I've got kind of the slappiness of the initial hit. I've got a lot of 100 boost on the transient. Now let's throw it into the drums. And with a transient volume, I can go. Bypass, original sound, new sound. Wow, I'm soloing the transient. I think you can get really carried away with this and have some serious fun. Solo those transients again. Also going to get the tonal on that 100. There it is. Got me a woman. So now I brought in far more 100 on the whole bass sound. And I've exaggerated the transient. There's the before. And here's the after. Much rounder, more attack in the initial thump, and some more bite on the top. You know what we first need? Body. It looks like we've got some thump going on about 150-ish here. Solo it. A little boxy, isn't it? So let's go a little bit lower. And now I'm going to grab the transient. Going pretty nuts. Okay, let's solo band 5 here. This is the tonal. There's all the pss, 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 pss at the bottom of the snare. Now I'm going to do the same thing with the attack, the transient. See what that sounds like? Mute it. With it out. Back in. That's a lot of body. Put it in the mix. Muted. Back in. I think you're going to find that you're going to use this all over the place, and you might get a bit carried away like I am at first. That this is probably the first thing that's going to happen with everybody with a new tool like this that can do such crazy inventive stuff, is you're going to get in there and you're going to boost things to sort of build almost like a jigsaw puzzle. And for some genres of music, maybe really super aggressive EDM, metal and stuff like that, it could be really, really useful because you get in there and boost areas and cut areas around and really create some density in it. But I mean, a quick experimentation there, and I like it. Let's throw in the bass. I'm boosting the tonal. Cutting it. So now we've got our fourth instance of the plugin, and it's still going strong on our, what year is this computer again?
2009.
2009 Mac. Some body about 200. So we can add some body without the attack. So I'm adding the tonal, bringing up the 200, but bringing down the attack. Here's the transient. So now it's thick, but it's not pushing from that point. Okay. This is 4. So all transient in the high mids. Wow, you can really hear the thickness of that tone. So I'm going to turn it on and off so you can hear. Off and on. So it's like, whoa! This is going to be awesome for those big, heavy guitars when you want just like, you want a wall of like low end and you can't get it. This is going to be your secret because you're looking at it tonally. You're just making it sound thick down there without exaggerating the attack of it. So it's almost like it could save you like putting synth pads in under heavy guitars that don't have the body. There's a lot of albums I've mixed where this could have really, really helped me. This has been my most fun thing that I've found out so far. Off. And on. Fantastic. You know when you're just trying to get like that really kind of thick, low end, kind of like tie everything together? And you use multi-bands and you use dynamic EQs and you compress it and then you bring them up and do more even. Yeah, this is going to be really good.
I've got me a woman who treats me right, goes to work in the morning, gives me loving at night. I've got me a bunny, she's sweeter than honey. She don't want no silver, she don't take my money. Got me a woman who treats me right, goes to work in the...
The vocal's quite aggressive in those high mids, which may or may not be good, depending on how dense it is. Because in the choruses...
She gives me good loving. Good loving.
All right, so I think what I might like is I might like that aggressive high mids on the accents, like, but I don't know if I want it the whole time, because when he goes, loving, it rips your head off, doesn't it? What does that mean? That means, let's have a listen. I'm going to solo up number 5 here and have a listen on the vocal.
I've got me a woman who treats me right. Goes to work in the morning, gives me loving at night. I've got me a bunny, she's sweeter than honey. She don't want no silver, she don't take my money.
Yeah, it's
Got me a woman who treats me right. Goes to work in the morning, gives me loving at night. I've got me a bunny, she's sweeter than honey. She don't want no silver, she don't take my money.
so
Got me a woman
if
who
we take
treats me right.
the transient
Goes to
up but the
work
turn
in the
down.
morning, gives me loving at night. I've got me a bunny.
Oh, that's just soloed. So what I've done is I've cut the overall mid-range aggression, like the pure mids there, but I've kept the transient up, so it's still going to bite. Let's take it out solo.
I've got me a woman who treats me right. Goes to work in the morning, gives me loving at
It's
night.
just muted.
I've got me a bunny, she's sweeter than
Back on.
honey. She don't want no silver, she don't take my money.
Now, there's
Got me a woman
a
who
bit of
treats
excessive
me right.
low
Goes to
lows
work in the morning, gives me loving
in this
at
area.
night. I've got me a bunny, she's sweeter than honey. She don't want no silver, she don't take my money.
Do the same thing. Turn the transient up.
Got me a woman who treats me right.
We'll bring the tonal down. So I have the bite of it.
I've got me
The
a
attack of
bunny,
it.
she's sweeter than honey. She don't want no silver, she don't take my money.
So it should have the weight of the attack.
Got me a woman who treats me right.
Muted.
Goes to work in the morning, gives me loving at night.
Back on.
Got me a bunny, she's sweeter than honey. She don't want no silver, she don't take my money. Got me a woman who treats me right. Goes to work
Everything off.
in the morning, gives me loving at night. I've got me a bunny, she's sweeter than honey.
Back on.
She don't want no silver, she don't take my money. Got me a woman who treats me right. Goes to work in the morning, gives me loving at night.
It's just getting bigger and wider and more expansive. Now, one of the things we have not messed with yet is the ability to pan around the EQs. Haven't even got to that yet. Now, because this is a stereo source, we can start panning stuff. So let's just, for schnitz and schniggles, let's go and see what they've got. They've got general, they've got kick, they've got snare, they've got piano synth. All right, piano synth. Just taking that completely out. There's no need to have that. So the tonal up here. Could be good for the air. So I'm cranking the tonal, but we're going to manipulate this a bit more. So we'll take that out solo. Take 3. Great. Ooh. I like both. I like the attack and the tonal in that area. Gonna widen that up. Mute. This is so much fun to play with. So I've gone for that pure mid-range. Got rid of that high unwanted stuff and just added air. So the tonal's down in that area. This is before, after.
But she don't take my money. She don't take my money. She gives me good loving. I'm me a woman who treats me right. Goes to work in the morning, gives me loving at night.
Back on.
Got me a bunny. She's sweeter than honey. She don't want no silver.
You're going to have so much fun with this plugin. We just got there, we introduced and exaggerated some of the attack, but we really killed all the attack, like massively in the sort of two on. Like just pulled it down so dramatically, but then brought all the tonal characteristics. So all of like kind of the high mid air was there. So what we're doing is we're getting rid of the crowd of like attack coming in, which is excellent for snare drums, letting snare drums breathe, for letting vocals breathe, letting attack on guitars breathe. You can really have some fun. Like I say, we'll probably end up like I'm doing, getting a little bit carried away, but that's okay. Just go and try it out. Try it out for yourself. I know some really smart people, some very smart mixers, and I think they're going to have so much fun with this. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pan some of these frequencies around and see if we can create some more width. So let's go into here where we've got like this mid-range here, which is 3. And because we've got the pan function here, ooh, look at this. You can get the transient and the tonal to go different ways. So let's get the transient to go to the left. So now the transient's all the way on the left. Let's get the tonal on the right. Okay, that's really exaggerated, but let's add a little bit of width. It's just so much fun. Too exaggerated, but if you do it just a little bit. So let's make the transient go the other way this time. So on these high and mids ones. So on the high mids now the transient's over to the right. See how the stereo makes it. So now it sounds like it's being plucked, like on strings, so you've got like width. And off. And on.
Goes to work in the morning, gives me loving at night. I've got me a bunny, she's sweeter than honey.
Okay, so just so you know, we have 7 instances now on here. Still no eating up of the power. Loving, all right, there's a lot of mid-range. Loving. Let's bring the tonal down. Solo it. Here, try the same thing on 3. Here, really aggressive. As before. After. Before. Rip your head off. And after. I'm just going to get rid of all this. I'm going to have some fun with this. Before. Ouch. After. Here we go. I feel like I just made a bunch of pretty patterns. Okay, so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to narrow these cues a little bit. There we go. Now you can control the tonal here. So the overall tonal. I love what it's created there. Transient. That's a loop to end all loops, isn't it? Super aggressive. And I went nuts and I pulled it out really aggressively. But what happens is now I've got the overall tonal control there and I can just reintroduce it. The high end there is probably far more than we need and we can just pull that down and shape it. Okay, so let's do this. Let's listen to the end of a verse into a chorus and let's turn it on and off. So now I have 7 instances of this on. Here's everything off.
She don't take my money. She gives me good loving.
Okay, here's with everything on.
She don't take my money. She gives me good loving. Good loving. She give me good.
So it's 60 hertz here. Let's narrow it. So we're boosting. Try and context. Go to like 350-ish.
She give me good loving, good loving. My baby, good loving. She give me good loving, good loving. My baby.
Sort of catching the snap a little bit there. I brought the tonal and the attack up. And the same for the super highs. Before. Now on. Okay, we're getting seriously carried away. You can have some lot of fun with this, but yeah, this is pretty cool. I think this is going to be one of those tools that you're going to get in there and you're going to, like I said, 3 or 4 times already, overuse completely like I probably just have. But what I'm enjoying about it is I'm not hearing the whole thing go out of phase. I'm not hearing everything just sound ultra artificial. I'm hearing subtlety. And look, Eventide, I know I've said this 100 times in other videos as well. This company's been around since the 70s. It was at the forefront of digital technology. The same people still are over there. These are really great, smart people that Jack Douglas told me about 1,000 times. I'm happy to always be talking about products they put out. This is really cool. This is really cool. I think you're going to have some fun with this. Download a free trial of it. Just try it out. See for yourself. Don't take my word for it. I think it's freaking awesome. So here it is. Here's before. And here's after.
She give me good loving, good loving.
Before. After.
She give me good loving.
So much smoother in those mids. I do think with a bit more work, I'd go in there on those toms as well and see if we can identify the low end of the toms and just bring up the attack without putting too much tonality in there to interfere with the kick and the bass guitar. I mean, that's going to be the beauty of this. Having some fun, doing some sculpting, of sound. Isn't that really... So when you first discover EQ, aren't you like going, oh, God, I'm going to get into sculpting stuff. I remember the first time I ever got on an SSL, I got really carried away thinking I was building some kind of jigsaw puzzle. Wasn't good. I'm sure that's what I'm going to end up doing here for a while. But after a while, once it seeps in, you'll be able to use it really beautifully and subtly. Really great plugin. Very happy. Thank you, Eventide, for letting us try it out. And, of course, they're letting us give away 1 of 3 copies. You've got a chance to win 1 of 3 copies of this plugin, so please enter down below. Thank you, Eventide, for letting us demo it. I really, really appreciate it. Goodbye, everybody. So long, farewell, auf Wiedersehen, au revoir, adios, adieu, goodbye, tschüss. Oh, I know I learned some new ones. Sayonara. Sorry if I don't remember them all. Thanks, everybody. Download it. Try it out for yourself. See what you think. So long.